Hey guys, welcome to Bless This Bus, our YouTube channel. We're super excited to get this started and to give you an insight as to what our life has been like the last year on the road.
We've been in the bus just over a year, and it's been exciting to see the different challenges and the blessings that we've seen while on the road.
Let's get started. Bus log day 416. Summer set in with full fury. It's so hot. But we've been okay. In between the sweating and the tears, we've made it so far into some colder weather now, I think. Biggest problem right now are smells. The parasite living in Abby's stomach makes them feel a lot bigger.
It's not a parasite, it's a baby. We know a lot of you from Instagram, and over the last 12 or so months we've gotten a lot of questions about why we even decided to do van life in the first place.
Got to register, take it out first legal drive.
And I think for me, it's always kind of been a dream.
Sometime when I'm older, I want to live in a van.
And when Ethan and I were dating, we talked about it a little bit, but it was never something that, I don't know, we just decided not to.
We decided not to because I like my luxuries a little bit more. Couldn't live in something that I couldn't stand straight up in.
When we were about 7 months into our marriage, we were at a really great apartment. We loved it. But then all of a sudden, like out of the blue, our rent just went up.
My money went to rent this month. It was like a stab in the heart. That's what tipped the scales for me.
The idea was that moving into our bus would give us a lot more control over what our living expenses would be.
Once we decided to move into a van, the process was really quick. The next 2 weeks we looked on Facebook Marketplace and KSL Classifieds, and we built this big spreadsheet of all of our options and how much they cost. Most of them were around $10,000 for the van, except for this guy.
We were actually talking with my dad, and he looked over our spreadsheet. He obviously thought we were a little crazy at first, but he was looking at our spreadsheet and he pointed to this guy and was like, well, what about this shuttle bus? Like, it's only $2,000. So he came up with us, we looked at it, and we drove home with it that night.
And so we were committed from that point on. The next 3 months, we still had school. It was really hard because all we wanted to do was work on our house.
And I think it was hard because we didn't know exactly what to do on the bus. We just kind of had to like step into this like unknown world and figure things out.
We were able to finish building to the point where we were able to move in by the beginning of July. It took us 5 months to build this guy out to a point where we were comfortable living in it. We've made a lot of modifications on it since.
We'll continue to make modifications.
What's been the hardest part for you, Abby?
Living in an unfinished home, and even if it is finished, like knowing that things will break, I think that's pretty hard.
There was a time a couple months ago where it felt like everything on our bus was just falling apart. Our solar panels wouldn't work for the first 9 months of being in the bus, so last summer was so hot.
What do you think the hardest part is for you?
Our AC and our solar does a great job during the day while there's sunlight, but once the sun is gone and we're not able to run our air conditioning anymore, oh my goodness. It took us 9 months of living in it to break even with all the expenses that we put into it. And now, because we're not paying rent, we're able to live a different lifestyle because we don't have that constant stress of a monthly rent or mortgage payment. I was confident to quit my job for a while and start a business.
For me, it's been the tiny living and the simple living. I love just like looking at tiny homes. I used to like research a lot about it, and it's always been a dream of mine. Could I actually do that? First of all, the amount of things that we've been able to just like let go of, I think that perspective change has definitely come because of the bus.
Thanks for watching, guys. Next video, we're gonna give you a tour of the bus.
So make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you're notified for our next video.